as it should be. Everything is as it should be. Everything.
Hey everybody, this is Ahmed.
And Luffy.
And this is the Brotherly Love Podcast, episode 24. How are you guys doing this fine
beautiful people?
Morning, afternoon, evening, night.
The great in between.
Yeah.
What do they call it in Soul? The great beyond.
The great beyond. It was the great
if
beyond.
You in that great limbo.
Yeah, no, it was like great beyond and like the something before. I'm not 100% sure what it was.
The great before.
Maybe. Yeah, that was. I mean, it was a good movie.
The piss poor before.
Damn. No, it was a really good movie though.
Soul?
I think Soul was a really, really good movie just in general. Like it talked about, spirit guides. It talked about, manifestation. It talked about being present in the world. And I related to it on a personal level because the main character is a musician. So I was like, oh, this is perfect for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. Sorry. Let me take a step back. I thought it was a good movie.
Okay.
The reason I didn't think it was great, I feel like, is just because of the expectations that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that were, I don't know. Everyone that I heard about this movie from told me that this is the greatest movie of all time. This is life-changing, mind-blowing. And it was a good movie. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was actually a great movie. But, like, it wasn't in any way, shape, or form, for me at least, right?
Yeah.
Like, life-changing. There was no moment where I was like, whoa. Like, it was basic.
No, I mean, that's fair. I mean, for every single person, it's going to be different. I just remember when it first came out, I was on Twitter, and, like, for a good 24 hours, all I saw were just tweets. Everyone was like, oh my God, you have to watch Soul. They talk about, spirituality and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, this sounds like a, good movie. But when I was going in, I didn't want to have any expectations because I know how the public is when it comes to just a new movie that quote unquote breaks boundaries. And so I was like, I'm not about to hype myself up like, oh, this is going to be such a great movie and then be disappointed. I was like, I'm just going to see how it is.
Doesn't that show you how much like expectations ruin stuff though? Like when you place expectations
on anything.
And that's why you shouldn't have expectations. If I would have walked in with no expectation, I'd be like, oh, that's a great movie. Yeah. Right? But I had to pause myself and be like, it was a good movie, a decent, even though it was a great movie. It's just that my expectations were on 10 because if you're telling me a movie is changing your life, I'm like, all right, like this must be the Bible in movie version. You know what I'm saying? Like there must be something here. And there was, the other side of it too. And this could either play for or against, just depending, is that the things that happened in Soul is conversations that we have every single day. Yeah. As a family, with my friends, and especially on this podcast, like you said, manifestation, love, passion, purpose, God, all of those things that, the movie touches on and themes of this and being in the zone and a flow state. And we've talked about all of those things, So for me, seeing it, seeing those topics animated and like articulated in an animation, I guess you could say, was interesting. That's why it was really good, but it wasn't necessarily life-changing or say, for instance, if I had seen that movie when I was 19, and before I had read all those self-help books and, found these ideas and came to like understand a lot of things, it probably would have hit me a lot deeper. The same way that now, like I go back, it's hilarious because there's certain movies,
movies. This nigga said certain movies.
I had to say groovy, like yeah. There's certain books, my bad, that I always recommend people read. Yeah. And I'm not gonna name them just for this.
I have a couple I think that you're gonna name, but continue.
But no, the reason I'm not gonna name them is because when I read those same books now, a lot of times I'd be like.
You think so?
Yeah, I go back and I'll reread it and I'll be like. And it's not that I don't see the greatness of the book, right? But in the same way that, but I don't have that same excitement anymore. Like the first time, when the first time that you connect the dot, that is like,
it's a big explosion.
Yeah, the first time like you read a book or you hear a phrase or you watch a movie and they connect two related ideas in a way that you've never like thought of before. Like it makes this new connection in your mind. You're like, oh, and you know, your sensors are going ding, 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 ding. The second, third time, it's almost like when you do drugs, you know, it's like the first time, that first hit be like, bam, you know? But then like, you know, you on your seventh hit of crack cocaine and like, it just ain't hitting.
Crack? I thought we were talking about, you know, the devil's lettuce, the marijuana, you know what I'm saying?
The devil's lettuce.
Yeah, this nigga talking about crack cocaine. Like,
oh, no, we don't mess with the devil's lettuce. We ain't dope fiends, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get that, but I guess for my case, whenever I reread a book that I've already read before, and yeah, you know, like I connected the dots at first. It's similar to what we talked about, where it's like knowledge, wisdom, and insight, right? So when I first read it, it's the knowledge of like, oh, I didn't even consider this perspective before ever in my life. And then when I reread it, maybe a month later, there might be an event in my life that, you know, formed and shaped how I thought about it. And I'm like, oh, that's even deeper now because of what happened before, you know, but
100%.
Yeah. But to everyone's, you know, liking, it's like, you know, I understand, like if I read The Alchemist again, I would have been like, all right, bro, you know, I get it. What you mean, like, all dreams come true. You just gotta believe in it.
You don't need to read The Alchemist to read The Alchemist. You can read any other of Paulo Coelho's book.
Yeah,
you
but
read The
I
Alchemist.
like The Alchemist. That's a really
and that's
good book.
not a diss to him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I read The Alchemist. I read The Elif, or it's called The Aleph, and if you want to speak it in English, but the Elif is a letter in Arabic, and it means
it's A.
It's A. Yeah,
it's the first letter.
The A. That's the actual name of the book. I read that when I think I was overseas, and I was reading it, and I absolutely just I loved it because it really spoke on past lives, of course, but it also spoke on like a lot of things that will happen in my life, but I didn't know how to name it. So it's like, imagine if you and a friend were talking, right? And at first it's all surface level, but then you guys get really deep into it to the point where nothing on the outside even matters. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just really like connected in, and it's kind of like the flow state in soul when you're just in it and you're not even really moving it. Your body's doing it itself, right? And I would have that a lot with other people. Oh damn! You're spilling your coffee.
Oh yeah, no, it's hot.
That's
too.
hot. Yeah.
I got lotion on my hands, and like I felt it. My hand
Slippery.
gripping. I was like, bruh. Thankfully, it's not like burning hot. It's just like, yeah.
No, yeah, but yeah.
I'm alive.
Overall, it's like there's a flow state that you would have with people that are in the same like frequency level that you're on whenever you're having conversation with them.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, like I just when I read that, I was like, oh, like I didn't know that was an actual like thing. So it was, yeah. I think self-help books are great. I think even fictional stories that have a general theme, you know what I'm saying, about like, let's say for instance, purpose or living your life, whatever. I love those. But I also understand to not like put all your time and energy in just to reading these self-help books like, oh, this is going to be the way out. And, you know, this is going to be the way I'm going to be so successful. It's like you have to, in a way, take it with a grain of salt and then live your life as well.
Yeah, self-help books are the start, but they're not it.
Yeah.
You know, so I love, you know, it's funny because I used to be an elite, like a reading elitist.
Yeah, I remember.
You know, so I'd only read nonfiction. And not even would I only read nonfiction. I used to be like, yo, if you're reading fiction, like you're wasting your time. Like, why don't you read?
You're wasting your time.
Yeah, like why are you living in fantasy land? Like read something about real life. Like that's how I used to think.
That's fair.
I mean, it's not the best way of thinking. So
it's really not.
But yeah, no. But that's how I used to think.
Yeah.
Right.
Keyword use.
Yes. You know, and that's how I used to think. And like self-help books in particular were like the only like not strict nonfiction that I read. You know, self-help, personal development, business books, those type of books. And like they were great because at a point in my life, I didn't know that stuff. You know, I didn't know how to manage my time. And at a certain point, I didn't know how to do this and how to do that. I don't find as much use in reading self-help books today because I'm not looking for the knowledge. I'm looking for ways to help make it easier in my day-to-day life. I need help with the practicability, you know, the practice, the implementation, not the theory, not the classroom stuff, not the, you know, you read about manifestation, that's great. You know, you read, hey, to be successful, you need to be consistent. Cool. What does it actually feel like to wake up on Thursday when it's 25 degrees in the morning and you need to do a 7-mile run? You know, like, where's your consistency then? Like, you're not going to find it in the book. You got to find it within yourself. So in the same way that you work hard in reading these books and learning the information, you have to work hard living your life and learning yourself enough to know, where do you fall short? Where are your limitations? Where do I feel weak? When do I feel weak? What brings weakness to me? What brings strength to me? Who, when I invite them into my circle, shut up. Who, me? We the best. Wait, nigga, we the best. I represent every hood around America. I'm so. Sorry.
My nose.
Your nose?
I was laughing so much that like you never like drink a Pepsi and like the stuff comes out your nose.
Yeah,
that's
the
how
carbonation.
that's how I felt.
Everything is as it should be. I wake up every day feeling good. 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 Everything is as it should be.